again, pitched up in my usual pew, the pew with the ringside view of the loch, that is, my very own open-top cathedral. You'll find me here most days, hunkered down on the shores of Loch Ness, forever vigilant. I come well prepared. Waterproofs, flasks, sandwiches, telephoto camera lens, binoculars, sonar and thermal imaging equipment. One thing I've learned the hard way, faint heart never won fair lady. I've spent a fortune on high resolution detection equipment over the years, but it's money well spent. Sometimes you have to take the long view and invest accordingly. I'm not one for short-termism, I'm in for the long haul. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. False alarm. A particularly large duck surfacing after a successful fishing expedition. Easy mistake. So, the story so far. In my former life, I had a 9-to-5 job, a mortgage, and a living partner. All the accoutrements of modern life. I should have been happy, but there was something missing. I suppose you'd call it religion in its broadest sense. Something larger than yourself that gives your life meaning and purpose. Something or someone to look up to worship if you like. Well, I looked around and it seemed to me the main drawback with the established religions is that their original proponents are all male, misogynistic, and more to the point, dead. True, some have pretensions to reincarnation, most promise jam tomorrow, eternal life and so on. But I was looking for something a bit more tangible, a bit more in the now as well as the then. Well, I was about to throw in the towel when I saw this article in the national press. Back in 1975 this was. Sir Peter Scott, no less, had finally validated the existence of the so-called Loch Ness Monster. Well, I started to read up on her and I found that sightings of this not-so-wee beastie went all the way back to the 6th century. Finally, I'd found what I'd been looking for. A lassie with lineage. A lassie with longevity. No Jenny come lately, this one. She had what it takes. The stuff of myth and legend and me made flesh and dwelt among us. Well, I thought if that's not deserving of veneration, I don't know what is. And so my Damascene conversion was accomplished, albeit without any attendant lighting effect. Oh, did you see that? A disturbance in the water. A ripple? Very nearly a wave? No? Well, to the uninitiated, these things are easy to miss. It takes time and dedication to properly interpret the signs and wonders. So, anyway, radical life changes had to be made, and collateral damage was inevitable. I adjusted my perspective, adopted the larger view, prioritised. First off, the job. It had to go. I needed to focus all my time and attention on the object of my devotion. With the job went the mortgage, and therefore the flat, and regrettably, the girl. I sacrificed all in the pursuit of my own personal holy grail. The strange thing was, the sacrifices I made turned out to be no sacrifice at all. instead of setting free, a breaking of the ties that bind, a letting go, a leap of faith. First thing I did was buy a Bedford Dormobile. Only one careful owner since she came off the production line in 1962. A beauty to behold in two-tone red and cream. Still got her to this day, all kitted out and customised. She's an appreciated asset. I love the very chassis of her. We are constant companions on the road of life. Never let me down. That's more than I can say for most of my fellow travellers of the human variety. Oh, something going on over there. Better safe than sorry. I'll just fire off a few frames for the sake of the record. Probably nothing, but you never can tell till you examine it later through a magnifying glass. Probably nothing, but better safe than sorry. Blasphemy. That's what really riles me. Taking the lady's name in vain. Calling her a monster. And a mythical monster at that. Calling her Nessie. A familiarity that breeds my contempt. Her proper name, courtesy of Sir Peter, is Nessiteras Rhombopteryx. That's the name by which she is correctly addressed, and that's the name to which she answers when conjured by her congregation. The congregation of the faithful few. They come here, the infidel. They pollute her hallowed ground. They invade the deep, which is our heavenly home, in search of proof of her existence. But Nessiteras, may her name be revered forever in the depths. She's not susceptible to man's vulgar proofs. She toys and tantalises. She flirts. But they will always come up short of the incontrovertible. And lo, and so it has come to pass. They come here with a blaze of razzmatazz and leaves with their tails between their legs. And serves them right for their impertinence. Of course, when they can't find their proof, they stoop to fakery and hoax. On the 7th of December 2015, the Daily Mail reported no fewer than 5 sightings that year. I take that with a very large pinch of salt. Nessiteras, may her name be revered forever in the depths. She knows to make herself scarce when the publicity seekers and bounty hunters are in town. Those wishing to bag a digital image and sell it to the press for their 30 pieces of silver. But to her faithful flock, she'll graciously grant an audience from time to time, accepting as her due our praise and adoration freely given. I've got images galore stored in my hard drive, but I'll not break her sacred trust. They'll never see the light of publication. There are archived iconography and jealously guarded. You can't tell me you didn't see that! Broke the surface this time, coming up for air, having a good look around, gracing us with her presence. For those who have eyes to see, let them see. Oh, so, here I remain, maintaining my solitary vigil. I say solitary, but I'm never really alone. There's a presence, if you know what I mean. Elusive, perhaps, but real nonetheless. Nessiteras, may her name be revered forever in the depths. She's always out there, roaming somewhere in the loch. Oh, I know there's plenty who disagree, but I'm what you might call a true believer. Not many of us to the bound, and that's a fact. Plenty of wishy-washy agnostics. They're tenpenny. Fenced, as I call them. Then, of course, there's the so-called Nessie deniers, the faithless hordes, There's the bankrupt currency of scepticism and disbelief. Seeing is believing, they say. But if you only believe in what you see, you'll never see what you believe. That's how I see it. That's how I see her. Well, must be getting along. Few points to visit, wonders to behold. Good day to you.